go to you, Masood.
I want to ask about a newly reported case of sexual abuse or exploitation by UN Peacekeeping. This one's in Liberia. And maybe you'll have something on it. The report is that the regional security officer for Cape Mount County sought sexual relations with an underage Liberian, sought to pay money for it, and it's been reported by the press there, picked up by All Africa, and I don't see anywhere in it any UN response to it.
I don't have anything on that, but let me check.
And I'd asked over last week two questions. One that I view as related. One had to do with there was a filmed statement by Undersecretary General Herve Ladsous put on Unifeed. It was put on the UN's website, then it was taken down. There was no Q&A. What was that produced for? What was the purpose? And why doesn't he just take questions on it?
I think the opinion expressed by Mr. Ladsous in the video are very clear, in his very clear condemnation of acts of sexual abuse and sexual violence. Mr. Ladsous is heading off to Bangui, I believe tomorrow, in the coming days, to take a look for his own at the situation on the ground and to follow up, obviously, on what we've seen in the past month. He has expressed a willingness to then speak to the press upon his return.
Okay. And on OIOS, I'd asked, and I wanted to ask you, whether the head of OIOS, Carmen Lapointe, who apparently is leaving the service of the UN on September 13th, is in fact attending a RIAS 2015 conference in Manila from September 8th to 11th, and if so, what would be the point?
Well, I don't have an updated travel schedule for every USG, but I think even if she is on the last days of the mandate, I think she has a tremendous amount of experience to share and things to share about what she's been doing over the last 5 years here. So I don't see any issue with her continuing to travel and attend conferences as she sees fit, if she is indeed attending this conference.
How many people from OIOS are going to the conference?
I don't know. That's still.
Sure. I want to ask about Myanmar, wiring, and then some other unanswered questions. On Myanmar, does you or Mr. Nambiar have any comments on the laws now signed regarding interfaith marriage and conversion? There were a slew of laws that were described as these anti-Muslim laws. And I know that Mr. Nambiar briefed the council, but he didn't speak to us
I don't
afterwards.
have anything here.
Okay. On the wiring, remember this issue of the lack of electrical outlets of any kind at the Stakeout? Nothing has happened in your absence.
Well, I'm sure, as much as I would like to think that my absence has to do has any impact on anything that goes on in this building.
I'm checking in with you
It's
again.
New York. Things take time. Whether you're remodeling your house or putting new electrical plugs off the Security Council, we are determined to get everybody the electrical power they need.
Okay, and on this letter, I saw there was a letter, the letter that was announced by your office from the Secretary General to the Security Council about the mechanism for accountability, and it contained a draft letter back from Joy Agu for August 31st. And I wanted to know, has that been returned? And I'd asked your office why it was
on the mechanism for
the JIM mechanism for Syria chemical weapons.
No, the council. It's in the hands of the council.
Okay, and I had a question about UNIMID that I want to ask you, which was that this canceled, there's been a big dispute about the AU visit to Darfur and whether, who canceled flights. Your office said that flights were canceled, then UNIMID there said no flights were canceled. It's kind of important. Which was it?
I'll check. Okay. Thank you. See you tomorrow, maybe.